Hello, everybody. My name is Susan LaCroix. This is my wonderful, got it right, wonderful daughter, Julie. And this is Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. So it's been crazy. We're coming down to the end of the wire here for our fiscal year and our quarter. And there's just a lot going on. This is the last week for the weekly deals. And I am in the final push to earn the Nordic cruise, and I'm talking final push. So any of my customers out there, I would love it if you would help me out. I'm begging. No, anyway, no, this is always it's always an exciting time, when you earn the cruise. And I honestly didn't think I was close enough to even make the push. And Julie and I were talking last week or something, and she's like, "Do you realize how close you are?" It's like, no. And then I pulled up my reports and was, oh yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like, should have been paying attention a little more. I just kind of thought it was out of the realm of getting it. So anyway,
Yes.
that's what's going on in my life. Julie, how about you?
The pressure is on. What a busy week. Well, it is the last week of September. So, like you said, we have our last week of weekly deals. In fact, just a couple more days. They end on Wednesday.
Yep.
The Perfect Partners promotion is almost over. That will end September 30th. So, if you haven't gotten all your favorite Perfect Partner bundles, make sure to get them now because the limited edition dies are not going to be available after September 30th. And then the other thing we've got going on this month is World Card Making Day, and that's what we're going to talk about. There's 3 bundles that Stampin' Up! Will be featuring in their virtual event. I'll tell you more when we flip it over to the desk. But it has been busy. It's homecoming weekend at the high school, so Claire attended the homecoming dance. She went with some friends last night,
She looks so pretty.
and wowzers, like
Yeah.
it just looks so grown up in her dress, and I I feel so old. I'm reminiscing about my senior year a lot, and remembering things that I haven't thought of in 20 whatever years since it's been since I was in high school myself. I don't know how long it's been. 20s, I don't know. I don't want to do the math. Anyway, I actually still have my senior prom dress. It was in the closet. And so I got it out and Claire tried it on. It's a little big for her because she's just a stick. She's so skinny. But it was fun to see her in my dress. And she said, "Does this bring back memories?" And I was like, I don't remember. Like, I mean, I kind of do, but it wasn't just like a flood of memories. I was not a big dancer like in high school. I remember I just felt like I didn't know how to dance, and so it prom was, I don't want to say awkward, but like I just feel like I didn't dance a lot. And the songs that they play at the high school dances now, it's all like rap, and like they don't play any slow songs, like so I don't know that Claire
Mm.
did a whole lot of dancing last night either, but it's an opportunity to dress up and be with friends and celebrate senior year. So
Well, it's been 50 years for me. So you want to talk about feeling old. And your dad took me to my senior homecoming dance in his uniform, his dress.
oh
And so yeah, we went out to dinner with just a bunch of friends, classmates, and then we went over to the dance. And then when it was over, I remember going back to the house on the island and changing into jeans and a sweater. And I think Noni talked to Dad's mom, and because we wanted to stay up, we were pretty, hyped up and stuff. So we went over
yeah.
to his house. And so my parents were okay with that, and we were watching a movie on the floor in the living room and fell sound asleep.
Oh.
And woke up with a blanket over us, and I just thought, oh no. Oh no, I'm in so much trouble. And grandma came out and said, "It's okay. I've called your mother. I told them you guys fell asleep and it's all right." It was like, oh, all I could think about was that song. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Anyway, enough reminiscing about homecoming dances. Talk about what we're doing.
Yes, I'm going to flip the camera over to my desktop and show you the sneak peek that we're working with today. All right. So, October 1st, Saturday, October 1st is World Card Making Day. And Stampin' Up! Is having a virtual event. We'll put the link in the video description for you. From 2 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time, Stampin' Up! Is going to have a craft along virtual event. And they'll be featuring 3 different bundles. They've posted some measurements, which I have in the other room. We'll also share the link to that in the video description. And so the measurements are for the cards, so you can cut your cardstock and you can stamp along. If you don't have these stamp sets, you can substitute something similar. You can stamp along, or you can just tune in to watch. So Stampin' Up! Is offering a special if you purchase one of these bundles. And I was trying to look and see if there's a date. It does say by October 1st. Okay, so if you purchase one of these bundles by October 1st, Stampin' Up! Will include or give you a free package of Iridescent Pearl Basic Jewels. Now, I have to point out, if you are a demonstrator and you're ordering in OEX, which is the demonstrator ordering system, it will automatically add the pearls to the order once you add the stamp set. However, if you're ordering in the online store, if you're a customer ordering in the online store, you want to make sure to add the pearls to the cart in addition to the bundle. So add the bundle to the cart and add the pearls to the cart. And once you put the pearls in the cart, they'll come up as free, but you have to add them. Otherwise, they don't automatically come up. Okay. So the 3 bundles that are part of this World
Point out,
Card
Julie,
Making
if I
Day.
could interrupt you 1 minute.
Yeah.
You even if you were to order all 3 bundles or 2, you only get 1 package of the pearls. So just so you're aware, if you order all 3, you're not going to get 3 packages of pearls.
That is a good point. It's limit 1 per order. So if you do want to order all 3, it might make sense to split them up into 3 different orders so that you get 3 packages. That's what I would do.
You are so sneaky, Julie.
Sneaky. The deal is you order the bundle, you get the package of pearls for free. Limit 1 per order. It's in the rules.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You are right.
I think that the pearls are worth more than the extra that you would pay in shipping. But anyway, here are the 3 here are the 3 bundles. The first one is Cottage Rose. This one is a bundle that's in the annual catalog, and so you've seen us use it before. It has some coordinating dies and some coordinating paper. Really beautiful bundle. We've, in fact, I think we'll link in the video description. We'll add a link to our Sunday stamping video where we featured the Abigail Rose Suite, so you can see some project ideas. Another one that we featured during a Sunday stamping video was the Cottage Wreaths. So we did Gingham Cottage, or is it Gingham Cottage? I think that's what it's called. We'll add this to the video description as well, the link to this video. This one is in the July through December mini catalog. It also has some coordinating dies, really gorgeous set, and we've made and shown some beautiful cards with this one. The third bundle is a sneak peek from the new upcoming January through June 2023 catalog. It's called Warm Welcome. It is a photopolymer stamp set that has coordinating dies that die cut some of the images, as well as some detailed die cuts with a door, a little placard, some numbers, and a little stitched die that you can use to die cut. Well, looks like a heart as well and a little bow. So lots of things to mix and match. This is kind of interesting because we usually don't get to pre-order stamp sets without seeing project ideas. And so Stampin' Up! Put this out there. You can order this right now. It's a sneak peek. It's available right now for customers and demonstrators. And when you order it, you'll get your free package of iridescent pearls. But I've not seen a single project created by Stampin' Up! Shared with this bundle. So I'm really anxious to see what they're going to do on World Card Making Day and what the catalog projects are going to be. But you don't have to wait for all of that, because today Mom and I are going to inspire you with some projects using this new Warm Welcome bundle. Are you ready to share your project, Mom?
Yes. All right. So I went ahead and did some pre stamping and die cutting. And you'll see why. I'm going to focus really more on the assembly of this card. All right, so gray granite is my card base. And this is, oh, I forgot to put measurements on. Oh, I am so sorry. It's 4¼ by 11, scored at 5½. So we will absolutely have the measurements in the description. So this piece is 4 inches by, it's not by 5¼ it is by 5½, because I put a score line in here. If you can see right along the edge, I embossed it with the brick because I'm going to do some, this is kind of a multi-layered card, if that makes any sense to you. So this is going to, and I stamped the door. This is going to, this flap will come over here. Oh, I got to do a little trimming, I think. And then that will get put on here. And then there'll be a piece that goes on the inside as well. So it's a little bit different. But before I do anything, I've got to do a little trimming on this guy, because it's a little bit too big.
That's a great embossing folder to go with this bundle.
Oh, isn't it? That's, boy, yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. Okay, so I want to take off like a 1/4 inch, a 1/4 inch off this. So this is 5¼ so I'm going to take this down to 5. I think I'm going to take a little bit off the side too, just to make sure, because I don't want this flap showing. Right, so this is 4 inches, and I'm going to take this down. I'm going to just try this. I've done this before we started filming. All right. But sometimes you have to adjust. There we go. That's the look I'm wanting. Okay. And I already stamped the door on this piece. Let me put, oh, you know what? Let me do this while I've got the paper trimmer out. So I die cut a piece of Mary Merlot. And so what I want to do is I want to, let me just take a peek here. Yep. Okay. I want just this piece on the left that's going to go here. So I'm going to make a sign of the cross. Hope that I did it right. Okay. I may have to do a little trimming on the bottom with my scissors. Yes, I do. Okay. And I may have to excuse myself because I forgot one of my blends. So I'm going to take my snips. I'm going to lop off a little bit here because I want that just to fit right in there. Okay. All right.
No worries.
So I'm going to put this aside for 1 minute and I'm going to focus on the front. So I die cut out the door that I'm going to set here. And I've got a pot of flowers. And I'm going to take my snips. And I'm going to take the arm off that's extended.
What?
Bam.
How smart is that?
Very. No.
It is.
So this is going to be the front of the house. Now, I also did a die cut one of these little label guys out, right? And I've got
my mind is blown on the flowers. I'm still just like, what?
And so I've got a placard up here, and I decided to do some house numbers. So I took a piece of our brushed gold and I put it on a piece of our adhesive paper. Julie, you got to remind me if I'm out of camera.
I was just going to, but then you picked it up to move it. So,
all right. And so I'm going to peel these off. This might be a little bit tricky. I want this one and this one. So you can put this if you're the recipient of this, or let's see here. I need.
it would be fun to do like for a new homeowner to personalize it with their house number.
Sure would. All right, so I want this.
Can you tell us about the doorknob? How did you
Oh,
die cut that one? Is that
that's
in
a
the die
die.
set?
That's a die. There are
In
some
this set?
in the set. Yes.
Oh,
And I want this guy.
oh yeah.
So yeah, that's it's in the set. Oh, come on now. Okay, so I have my house numbers. And they're gonna go in here. And it could be a little bit tricky um to peel off this adhesive. Guess I really didn't think this through very well.
Oh, I think the adhesive sheets are the way to go with these little guys, though.
They are. It's just trying to get the adhesive back off. I'm not going to try too much. If I will, if push comes to shove, I'm just going to use some liquid glue because it'll just take me too long. I'm just going to do this. All right. But I advise you, if you have the time, to certainly use the adhesive sheets. Okay, I'm going to get glue all over me, I'm sure.
So the tricky thing is you're gluing the paper backing to your project.
Yeah,
So it could potentially come off the paper backing.
it could. So we're not going to think that way.
You know, if it came off the paper backing that easy, it would be easier to take the paper backing off right now, wouldn't
Yes, it would.
it?
All right. I really should have had this done ahead of time.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. I think you're all kind of getting the idea. I don't know if anybody recognizes the house number. And
I do.
of course you do, Julie. Okay, let's see here. Just a little dab. Well, it's not the straightest, but you know what? It will work because this is probably already drying. Yeah, there we go. So we have a crooked house number. Ah, see, I shouldn't have played with that. All right, there we go. Close enough. All right, I'm going to use a glue dot for the doorknob.
Is the 0 still wet? Because I feel like if you just nudge the 0 over a little bit.
It might. So let me get the doorknob on and I will look at that. There.
Yeah.
The 2 is over a little bit too far too, but guys,
Bring the O down a little bit, or the 0, just like drag it down. Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
That looks perfect.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Jay. All right, so this guy is going on just with some liquid glue. The door. And then I'm going to pop up my flowers.
Hey, I've got to mute for a second, but keep going. Don't stop. I just wanted to let you know that I won't talk for a minute.
Okay. All right, so I popped those up with dimensionals, and I'm going to pop my door numbers up with dimensionals as well. I think I'm going to get out my little guys to do this. I really had fun with this card. And I did it kind of when it first came. And so when we decided to do this, it's like, well, I've got my project. All right, so I'm going to put my door numbers here. So I have my flowers, my doorknob, and my door. So we're going to set that aside and come back to this one. So before I glue this on, and I do want to trim a little more off. Look at my sample. Yeah, just a smidge. All right. So the house was, it's gray granite. So I actually am bringing out my gray granite
Stampin' Island.
blends. And thank you, Jay. And I am just coloring around the door frame here. Because now we're obviously looking at the inside of the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So So I'm just going to color it out here. And what I've also done, I can't color and talk today, I guess. And I'm going to do along the inside of the door on the top and this side. I really did have fun making this card. I will admit, it's a little bit on the fussy side. So
Yep.
you might send this to a card worthy friend.
Yeah, right.
All right. So I'm going to now put my my door piece on here. And then I'll touch up with any ink that I need to around the door jamb. Ooh, boy, I just can't slide things around today. Okay. I'm going to leave that for now. All right, so I have a welcome sign that I'm going to put right in here. So I'm sure, oh, Susan, I don't want it down that far. So what I did is I took another bouquet of flowers, and actually I want this one that I cut and snipped this off. And so I just want to go up like right about there. Throw a little glue on here. So when you open the door, you can kind of see your flowers peeking.
Oh, I love that little detail.
And of course, they didn't have a dog, but they do have a little kitty. So the kitty is here to greet people and welcome them to their home. I thought of your sister and your brother because they both have cats. Okay. I'll let that dry for just a little bit. I already stamped the inside. My door's always open for you. And
Oh,
brought the cat back. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside of my card. All right, this guy now, I'm going to take a little bit of tear tape and find my edge. All right. I don't know how you so nicely measure and just tear real quick, Julie, when you do this.
well, I just kind of eyeball it, and then
I'm always short. I'm always a half inch short or whatever. So, all right. This should be dry enough to work with now. So now I'm going to take this piece off.
this is such a fun card. I just love all the layers. It's like a door.
Yeah, exactly. All right. This looks slightly crooked to me, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm going to glue this down. And you could leave it just flapping if you wanted to and just do it from the top. That's totally up to you. Okay, let me get rid of some of this stuff now because it's bugging me. There we go. So here's our front. You're at 2604. And then welcome.
Oh,
My door is always open for you.
I love it.
That is my card.
That is so much fun. So that the front door die is separate. It's a
Yes.
different die in the set than the big door. So
Big door
I don't
one.
know if they work together at all.
No,
I don't.
tried.
Yeah, I don't think they do. But
Yeah, they don't.
oh, so fun.
Yeah. So anyway, That's what I did, Jay. I'm anxious to see what you have done.
Yeah. Did you have any other cards to share?
You know what? No.
Oh, I thought you did. I'm sorry. I just didn't want you to forget.
No, not this week. I played with this and then put it aside. I'm real
Yeah.
anxious for October 1st. I actually have some customers and team members coming over. And I've got a screen now that Dad put up in my studio, and I'm
Ooh.
gonna get I think some sub sandwiches or lunch meats or something, and chips and brownies or whatever. And so we'll have a light meal and stamp. I'll have all of the cardstock and everything prepared for everybody, and we're good to go.
I love
It's a free
that. Well,
event. So if you are in my area and are interested in coming over, let me know.
that's the house number right there. She's
There
telling
it
you
is,
where to go.
right there. All right, Jules.
All right. Well, like I said when I was showing you the bundle, I really felt kind of stumped. And I love to case the catalog. And so there was nothing to case.
Oh, yeah.
There were no samples. I will admit to you that I did do a little Pinterest searching to see what other demonstrators have been making with this so far. And I mean, I maybe was a little bit inspired, but mostly I just had to dig in. So I have a card I'm going to demonstrate and then two more to show you because I really wanted to show how you can do so much more with this set than just the door. But since the door is the big part of the set, I'm going to start with the door. So I'm using Memento Black ink, and I'm going to stamp onto crumb cake cardstock. And I wanted to do a little bit of highlighting here. I didn't want to color the whole door, but I did just kind of want to add some shading. So I colored with a crumb cake marker. This is the light crumb cake marker. So it's going to soak in to the cardstock quite a bit, and it's not going to be like, it looks kind of dark right now, but it does dry pretty light, but it just sort of adds just a little shading to our door. So I went around the frame, I went around the squares here in the door. I'm not going to do it all because I have one that's done, but I wanted to show you I use the die and I die cut it, and then there's also a die that die cuts the middle. And so I did that all at the same time and die cut my door. And so there you can see how it dried because I did this one earlier. So it's just like a little bit of a shadow just to kind of add a little dimension to the door frame. And then I have a white piece that I cut with the same smaller die, which then fits perfectly into our door frame. So that's how I did the pieces for the door. I have some other measurements here to share with you. So I also have a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of cardstock for my card base. This is Old Olive. And then I have a piece of designer paper. I'm using that Design a Daydream, the host paper from the annual catalog. And this one is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. I was looking for something that looked like wallpaper.
Hmm.
So I got my little wallpaper, and then I wanted to have a floor. And so this piece is 1 by 4 1/4. And I used this embossing folder. I forgot to look up the name. Is it called wood grain
It might.
or timber?
Let me look while you're working there.
Thank you, Mom.
Well,
We'll have the item number in the video description as well. So I've got those two pieces. So I've got my wall and I've got my floor. I'm just gonna turn that. Looks like I need to just trim. I've got a little of that paper hanging over the edge. So I'm just gonna get out my paper trimmer really quick and just, sometimes our cardstock is like not quite 8 1/2 by 11. And so I'm just gonna trim off that extra.
it
There
is
we
the
go.
Timber 3D embossing folder.
What was it, Mom? Timber?
Timber 3D.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is going to go about center in the cardstock, maybe a little higher than center. And then my floor is going to go down here at the bottom. I'm trying to space it out so that I have the same amount of space here as I do at the bottom. And sometimes there's overhang, which is funny because didn't I just trim a little bit off because it was too short? Oh my goodness. It's a game, but it's easier to be too long than too short,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay. Let's get my little pieces out of the way. All right. Next up, we're going to stamp our flower pot with the arm connected. I seriously am blown away by that, Mom. I love how you did that. I'm trying to line up the arm so that it's right on the edge. Like that. I'm going a little bit high here because the welcome is going to overlap with the bottom portion. So, oh, did I tear this off? I think I did. The yellow piece for the welcome is 1 3/4 by 5/8 inch. Okay, we're gonna do some coloring.
What? You?
What's that?
What? You color?
I know, right? But you have to see, this is a very easy image to color because it's tiny. I don't need to do any shading. It's just a matter of coloring in those tiny little things. So this is my kind of coloring. I just realized I forgot to get out my the skin tone markers. What are those called?
Oh, the naturals?
The
Natural?
naturals. Coloring the stems and the leaves with the light old olive. I'm also going to color the stripes on the shirt. Doing a little pool party. This is the dark pool party. And so I just need to grab that. Pick any one of them.
You know, that striped arm kind of reminds me of Where's Waldo?
Yes. And all of the arms in this set, because there are also arms that are holding mugs, they're also wearing striped shirts. I thought that was funny. Okay, so our card is coming together. We're going to put our door over here, and it's going to be kind of just right at the floor because doors, that's how doors are. And I want to have this up on dimensional so that this can be down on regular adhesive. So it's kind of like the door frame is like sticking out a little bit. So I'm going to use a little piece of Stampin' Dimensionals for the frame. And I think that this is even smaller than the regular foam strip. So I'm just cutting from the side of my Stampin' Dimensional sheet.
That's a very clever idea, Jay.
And then I can just use regular dimensionals over here. Okay. I'm not going to worry about this because this will keep it up. It doesn't have to be, you know, totally, it's not like a shaker frame.
Right. But, ooh.
Yes. Okay, so this again is going to go right at the edge of the floor. I'm trying to space evenly from the side and the top. Okay, so that's on dimensionals. And then this one is just regular adhesive. And I can kind of put it inside the door frame, which was die cut with the same die. And so you kind of have a little bit, I don't know how well it's easy to see on camera, a little dimension there. And then our welcome is going to go over the side right around there.
That would be a cute welcome mat, you know, on the floor.
Yes. Oh, I didn't think about that. I did think about a cat, but I decided to keep it simple. So I got my little welcome over here, but
Very
I really felt like it needed something else to embellish this card. And it seemed weird to have a door and to have like rhinestones. And so what I decided on was a tiny bow.
Aw.
I went ahead and tied that off camera so you didn't have to witness. But when you're trying to do teeny tiny, like you start off big and then
Yep.
you just keep like working it and working it and working it to get it small. So we're just gonna add a little tiny drop of liquid glue at the top of the flowers, and then I just feel like that little
Aw.
bow dresses up the card just right.
Absolutely.
What do
Nice
you think?
job. I love it.
You. All right, you want to see the other cards I made?
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I said, I really was challenged. I wanted to make something that didn't have the door. So I used the
Oh,
gifts and the It's Your Day. And then I wanted to do something in the background, but there weren't really a lot of background stamps. So I just did the word yay
hey.
over
Yeah.
and over again and stamped off. So this is using the same Daydream designer paper. And the
Nice.
colors are Blushing Bride, Blackberry Bliss, and So Saffron.
Very nice.
And then I wanted to do something super simple with the cat. This is the same designer paper. And then the stitched label is
Mm.
part of the door dies. And then there is a die for the cat. And so I just did this really simple Miss You card with the kitty cat.
Aw. That's adorable. Nice job, Julie.
Thank you. Like I said, I can't wait to see what Stampin' Up! Is going to come up with the warm welcome bundle. And again, this is going to be coming out in the next mini catalog, the January through June 2023 mini catalog. Now, I will say that it's available right now during the World Card Making Day promotion until October 1st. But I imagine after October 1st that it will not be available again until the catalog
January.
is released in January. So
I think
if
you're
you
right
think you
about
might
that.
like this, what's that, Mom?
I said, I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
They haven't said, but that would be my guess.
Yeah. So it's an early release, but limited edition. So you have another week really to get it. And then if you don't get it, you'll be able to get it again when the mini catalog comes out in January.
Yeah, actually less than a week.
Yes. So today is Sunday and it says to order by October 1st. So I think you'll be able to order it after the virtual event. Like if you see what they do with it and you like it, you can probably order it on October 1st, but I'm guessing after that it won't be
Yeah, I think
available.
you're right. It'll be
All right.
interesting.
Let's switch the cameras around and show off our project.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Warm welcome needs a warm welcome into your stamp collection. If you're thinking about getting this bundle, free pearls if you get it this week. And then you can make all the beautiful cards that Mom and I shared and be inspired by what's to come. And so if you're thinking about ordering it, go ahead and order from Mom this week. Help her earn that trip to Norway. She's so close. I know you're going to make it no matter what, because you're going to make sure that you make it.
Probably, yeah.
But I look forward to congratulating you officially
Oh,
when we have our next video, because it'll be official and you'll be headed to Norway.
yeah.
It is going to be an amazing trip. Stampin' Up! Always has amazing trips,
Oh
and
my
they
God.
just spoil us rotten. And it is
Oh, they
just
do. They do.
Okay, so as we've told you, next Saturday, October 1st, is World Card Making Day. So before we see you again, hopefully you will join Stampin' Up! For their virtual event. You'll hopefully join Mom or I for our events. Mom's in person. I'm going to do a virtual not Stamp a Stack, like a one sheet wonder class. But you'll definitely want to tune in next Sunday, October 2nd, for the World Card Making Day after party.
Yay!
Mom and I are going to celebrate World Card Making Day a day late with our very own Stamp Along projects. So in the video description right now, you'll find a list of supplies to prepare so that you can join us and stamp along with us next week. It's kind of like mystery stamping, but instead of giving you written instructions, we're just going to walk you through step by step how to make our cards. Mom's going to prepare a card and I'm going to prepare a card. And you don't have to use the same stamp sets and designer paper. You can use whatever you have at home to stamp along and make a card using the same layout. So we hope that you'll join us next Sunday, October 2nd, for the World Card Making Day after party right here on Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie.
All right. So look for that. We hope you will stamp along with us. We're excited about it. And yeah, have a wonderful week, everybody. Jay, have a great week. We'll talk.
You too. Love you, Mom.
Love you too, Jay. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.